Hi there, welcome back here on Prime on It's Tuesday. We're still here. We're just about talking the technology. I'm sure you would have interest in this one because when COVID-19 broke out, a lot of us had the opportunity of experiencing for the first time, Zoom and working at home. Some people have returned back to the offices. Others are still enjoying working from the house. Now, it's something they call remote working. I'm sure you probably may have heard, or it's the first time you're hearing. We're having a conversation on that. Spike is here with me and he's going to throw some more light on what exactly it means. Now, companies like Tesla, of course, Elon Musk, is actually considering or is in the process of making sure every single staff that is working remotely comes to the office. And he says that if you're not coming, then you should consider working elsewhere. Now, Apple's one of their staff who is in charge of machine learning is actually on his way to quitting the job because he's been asked to come back or return to the office to work. He's been enjoying remote work for a very long time. He doesn't even want to come back. But we're going to have a conversation in its entirety on this one to find out exactly what it means to be working remotely, the effects on work. Is it very effective? Is it something that we should consider in the future? How are things going to be done in terms of working from home or working from somewhere far away from the office, basically? I mean, physical appearance in the office. Spikey, how are you doing, bro?
Very well.
Everything cool?
Everything 100%.
Good to see you again, man.
Good to be here.
Great stuff. So we've been, I don't know, how have you been working out of the office for a long time since COVID came through?
Yeah.
Oh, this is something you've been doing. This is how you live your life.
I mean, I do a lot of work for other people, and most of it is remote.
Okay.
Because I can't be in another country sometimes, and maybe I have to help a client in another country do something. I have to connect remotely.
Okay.
Be in meetings remotely and everything. So this, for me and for a lot of people who are working in tech, had been going on for a while.
Oh.
Yes, but COVID accelerated this. COVID made us go from just dabbling into actually going into it full time. So when COVID actually hit, I had to migrate a lot of companies to remote because then there was lockdown and they needed to work from home, their employees. So this is me going around house to house, setting up, companies, employees and all that. And yeah, it was a very, very interesting learning procedure for me.
I see. So in that case, how would you describe remote working?
In the sense of, well, it's basically when employees or employers decide to let employees work from the comfort of anywhere they desire, not necessarily their homes.
The home, okay.
It could even be in a different country. I mean, it could be there are people who call themselves digital nomads who are traveling from country to country, just exploring the world, but still working.
And it's still working.
Yeah. So you can be on Mount Everest with your laptop if you have internet and be working. As long as there's results, you can work from anywhere.
Okay. The impacts on the work itself, productivity, how would you balance it? Physical appearance, working remotely?
So this has been a very arguable, point because certain employers who are control freaks like to have their employees within their space so they can control whatever they do, what some people would call micromanagement. And there's also the case where some employees do not have the discipline to work from home. Because
that's another problem.
There's some people who can wake up in the morning and, there's some people who claim they're not morning people, right? But because of work, they have to wake up in the morning and come to work. Now, give them the freedom of staying at home to work, and that person will probably wake up at 10,
When they should be in the office by 7, right?
Exactly.
Ideally.
Because they don't have to commute.
Yeah.
And, take their time to brush their teeth, grab a cup of coffee, wearing their morning coats, trudging around their bedroom. They probably make 2 trips to the kitchen before actually coming to sit down on their bed to now compose. By the time they get behind their computer, it's 12 o'clock already. Now, there's also the part that such a person could actually even be more productive from that 12 o'clock till, let's say, 8 o'clock p.m.
Okay.
Because then they have conditioned their minds, now I'm coming to work, and then they just go all out. There's some that may never ever get out of that indisciplined lifestyle, but then there's some that, that flexibility allows them to choose when their power time actually comes to play. Versus those who, I mean, if you juxtapose this to commuting to work, imagine you live in Kaswa, for instance. You have to sit in traffic, or you live in Fafaha or Yarifa, you have to sit in traffic to come to the business district to
get stress and getting into the office. Now you need to calm down, relax.
Exactly. You may not even calm down. You get to the office and you're still very stressed from all that heat in the trotro, the argument about the trotro fare and all that. Then you come and sit down. You have to deal with maybe an annoying boss, and you're just not in the mood.
Yeah.
So the whole day goes on, and you are absolutely not productive. But you came to work, and everybody thinks that because you were at work, you were actually productive, but you were really not productive. As opposed to working from home, where systems have been put in place to make sure that you are being productive, because there are tools. You have Slack, people working on Slack, Microsoft Teams, Google Meet, even Zoom.
Yeah.
And even softwares that track whenever you sit behind your computer and you log in, it logs. Okay, whenever you receive an email, how long it takes for you to reply. All those productivity tools allow employers to ensure that employees are really working from home and not faffing about. So with situations like that, it benefits some of the employers, because some employers have actually realized that they cut down on a lot of expenses. Because one, imagine that you have to rent a space for your employees to come and sit down, and now you choose that, hey, you guys can work from home. You're not paying rent space anymore. You're not paying electricity. You're not paying utilities. You're not even paying internet at the present.
Yeah.
You're now paying for internet for them in their home. Some may already even have internet at home already. But let's just say, I mean, using my experiences as an example, where they had to give employees an internet quota.
Yeah.
And imagine that KMJ, Spikey, Rosalind, we're all doing the same work, and I'm using 10 gig, you're using 10 gig, Rosalind is using 10 gig, we're doing the same work. And by the end of the week, mine is done. But you guys have like 9 gig left. That means that I'm abusing the internet, right? So you're able to also track those who are abusing resources, versus if we're all in the pool using, I could be downloading movies in the office using the pool internet, and nobody can tell
where it's coming from.
But now that you're giving everybody a quota, if yours keeps getting finished, everybody's like,
this one, you're the one.
And there's also there's so many features, like so many things that come to play when it comes to working from home. I'm an advocate for it, although it doesn't work in every industry. And like you mentioned, Elon Musk saying people should come to work. Think about it, factory work, the manufacturing cars at Tesla. Yes, some may argue that, judging from Elon Musk's, tech genius, he should be able to create something that can allow factory workers to work remotely. But we haven't reached there yet. You need extremely fast internet connectivity, because assuming that you have to control a robot to pick, let's say, part A and put on point B, you need pinpoint accuracy, because these are things that people are going to use, and the slightest, miscalculation or the slightest error could cost someone's life. So we're not there yet. So it's understandable if a company like Tesla says that, hey, we need you in the office, we need you on the factory floor, because your job requires inputs, that kind of input. So, and we've seen doctors even performing remote surgeries and all that. That's far off. It's not like it can't be done, but that's worst case scenario. Right? Yes.
And he was using himself as an example that, for example, he's always in the office. He lives in the factory. And that is to make sure that physically he's there with them. So, I mean.
And that provides motivation as well, because, I mean, if you wake up every morning and your CEO is in the office with you, you feel, okay, he's on the ground doing the job, versus your boss that is on a beach in Cancun and calling you, have you done this?
No, it does, actually. Even anytime that Ken is around us, if you feel like, okay, you need to get the work going, you get it. And when Katie comes around, it's all like, okay, let's get it going and all of that. So I think it makes a lot of sense anyway. But let's get into it. We have something that we need to, we're going to get into this
So as you can see on the screen, like with the advent of remote work has come the possibility of anyone working from anywhere. And there are jobs out there that people can work remotely. I know hundreds of people in Ghana who are doing jobs outside of this country, and all they do is wake up in the morning, brush their teeth, get behind their computer and just work. So if you know, and it also opens opportunity for companies to employ the best of talent.
Okay.
Because you're not limited to your geographical location. So if I was looking for a coder, KMJ, and you're a very good, you know, programmer, but you're in Ghana, my company is in what, New Zealand, we're far away.
Yeah.
And I can't get you to move because let's say you have family and everything here. You can work remote now. You know, there's so many jobs that you can work remote. And you see, when you just go to where remote, you choose.
So these are jobs.
Yeah. So this is a site called Indeed.
Okay.
So you go to Indeed, you upload your resume, and you can search for jobs that will match your resume. So assuming I'm IT, so I can just search for IT. See, IT consultant comes up.
Okay.
So I'm an IT consultant, so find jobs, and it would scour the sites for jobs, remote jobs that I could apply for. So as you can see, technical consultants, remote, your salary is $70,000 to $80,000 a year. It's full-time. And you actually put where. So you see, it says remote. And you can even choose like your salary estimates, the job type, whether you have to be. So residency requirements. This is important because some remote jobs still require you to be in that country.
Okay.
Because maybe you may have to come to the office in case of anything.
Yeah. So you need to be specific. Where exactly you want to be working from?
Where, you know, the residency requirement is there, and then so I choose full remote, and then you have all those jobs over there.
Okay.
Trainer, implementation consultant. You have an IT business consultant, full-time, associate technical. So many, and you can even choose based on your location if you're in the US or any other country, and it would also help you to find a job online where you can work remotely.
Okay. All right. So these are things, but let's look at the future plans for this. Do you think with all these companies asking, you know, their workers to come back physically, I'm sure even here, there are some of us that during COVID, we had a chance of staying in the house and working from there. I had to experience Zoom for the first time, working from home and all of that. You think that in the future, we're going to go back to this again, or it's something that you know, employers are going to stick to it and say that now we need you in the office physically, and it's going to continue for a long time? So
depending on the industry, some industries have decided that, you know what, we're not going back to the office. Take Airbnb, for instance. Airbnb has told all its employees that you don't need to come to the office. You can work from anywhere. Considering how they work, they don't need a physical space to all be together to work, and it makes sense. I mean, their company, they're Uber for houses, if I should put it that way. And they don't own any property. So what exactly are they coming to do in the office? Except maybe bonding. You know, some people have argued that for psychological purposes or psychological reasons, it would be good to have people, you know, be in the same space. You realize that during the COVID time, there was a lot of people complaining that they had, you know, they were getting depressed because they weren't meeting people.
No, that was very true, though.
Oh, did you experience that?
It was very true.
Well, people
now you start missing the office, you start missing meeting people and all of that. I did slightly, and I think
oh yeah, because me, no, I did not.
No, but you have been remotely working for a long time. Yeah. So you are used to that experience where you know how to manage yourself in the house alone. You know what to pick, to what to do to make sure that in as much as you're working, you're still keeping yourself active in other places. We were getting used to it. We were just starting, you know. So yeah, it got to that point you feel like, why am I caged in here?
Yeah, that's the thing.
Feel so
a lot of people felt caged.
Yeah.
But I mean, some people like me, we really enjoyed it. We still are enjoying it. And I'd rather be home with my laptop rather than be, you know, out and no. Not for me.
Well, if you just joined us here on the show, we're talking about remote working. I don't know if you've been experiencing it or it's something that you're new to it. I mean, those of you in tech, I'm sure, like Spike is saying, you guys are just used to this because your work, you know, in a number of percentage, you know, revolves around being at certain places and still be able to achieve what you have to achieve. But we're looking at it in the future, how some of these things are actually going to, you know, impact on our lives and productivity and all of that. Now, our time, we'll be wrapping up shortly, but before we actually do that, let me find out, is it possible that you can have a company that says that, okay, you're going to be working from home between this period and this period, and then you come to the office, you work between this period and that period.
It's happening.
based on what you're doing. Is that also happening?
Yes, it's
or
happening.
it's either this or that?
It's actually happening. Some companies, so many flexibility options. Some companies say, and with Apple, they're actually being flexible.
Are we, not to catch you, but are we limited in this environment in terms of that? Or
I know companies.
It happens more outside than here in Ghana.
Even in Ghana, I know companies that are doing 2 weeks in, 2 weeks out. You
Really?
come to the office for 2 weeks, you can work from home for 2 weeks. Yes.
Oh,
the companies
why am I
doing
not
that.
experiencing?
Well, the bottleneck for you would be your internet, because we're broadcasting in 4K.
Yeah, but that won't be bad.
Imagine having to stream you in 4K to here and then
I
broadcasting
thought
it.
there's a lot of money involved.
Yes, there's a lot of internet speed involved, bandwidth, and that could be the bottleneck for companies or like for businesses like us, in the media. But it doesn't stop other countries from being able to do this. Other countries can set up a whole studio in the house for a host of a show. Continuously, and all they have to do is, once they know how to, just a button away. And everything can be remotely controlled. I mean, with the advent of 5G, which is promising extremely fast speeds, to the extent that you can download a full 4K movie in less than 2 minutes. Imagine an uplink of, uploading your video in 4K even higher using 5G internet speeds. But here, where by the time I move from this spot to that spot, I've gone from LTE to 3G to Edge. No. Even in your own room, there's a spot, there's a sweet spot where you get a full bath, and then you go to your bed. I know somebody who can't be on the bed and, even access WhatsApp. So you have to go and be in that corner and then plug it in and sit on the floor. Then when you put your phone, once you move, no internet. So in that case, and then maybe that's where you've set up your studio, to do that, and that's where the edge is. That'll be difficult. So but in the future, we foresee that things are getting better. I mean, technology is improving. Now, I mean, look, as not too far back, 5 years ago, we weren't able to consume content on our phones. But right now, you have people watching a whole movie, a whole TV show, right from the palm of their hands while traveling from city to city. So that could be happening in the future, where someone could be working, having a Zoom meeting while being on a bus going to Kumasi, for instance, and have few drop times, with even the push for like local roaming. That could also contribute to that. So there's a whole lot of things that would make remote work attractive in the future.
All right, many thanks, Mikey, for coming through. That'll be all for today here on the show. My name is KMJ. Rosalind was in here as well. Tomorrow we're back again here on Prime Morning. Thanks for watching.